International Harvester Company of Great Britain present their Series 84, a range of farm tractors from 45 to 80 horsepower, the high performers, manufactured at 3 international plants in Britain for export to 123 countries. At a brisk 40 kilometers an hour, one of the first Hydro 84s sold from the North African showrooms. Ideally suited to the needs of root cropping and market gardening, the hydrostatic drive offers an infinite speed range, instant forward and reverse, no clutch and no gears. Engine power is transformed into hydraulic energy and reconverted to a mechanical power flow. Rated at 80 horsepower, the Hydro 84 shares the top end of the high performers range with the 784 conventional drive, available in 2- or 4-wheel drive models. A slippery problem on the black soil of Canada's plains is solved by the 4-wheel drive. The 784 4-wheel drive, working in arable upland country, recently cleared for cultivation in South America. The direct fuel injection high-torque engine lugs the big 2200 cultivator through the heavy soils characteristic of this region with power to spare, leaving a generous tilth for the first sowing. The long wheelbase and box section front axles of the 784 provide ample front-end strength and superb stability, mounting the heaviest implements. Unlike other tractors in the 52 to 80 horsepower range, the high performers offer as standard the hydrostatic steering system, which eliminates kickback over rough terrain. Also standard are the fully synchromesh gears, 8 forward, 4 reverse, unique in this range. And the high performers are comfortable enough to give a young farmer a break at sunset before he carries on cultivating under the stars. At their Bradford plant in West Yorkshire, International Harvester manufacture the 384, the smallest of the high performers and the undisputed pioneer of mechanized farming methods across the world. Superbly built by skilled craftsmen, the 384 is very much the odd man in among the high performers, with its own characteristics, such as the constant running single PTO shaft. All other tractors in the range offer independent dual-speed PTOs as optional, or single 540 PTO as standard. Checking PTO revs to the customer's spec on a 384 before further routine checks. 1,200 pounds of link-end pig iron on this shock load test. Another characteristic of the 384 is the centrally positioned gear lever and constant mesh transmission with 8 forward and 2 reverse speeds. Coupling up the PTO shaft to test power output under load on a dynamometer. The 384 may be the smallest in the range, but this powerful little high performer is built to the same high standards of engineering as the 784. The 384 with the long-stroke International indirect diesel injection engine is compatible with all farm implements in the 45 horsepower class. The export version of the 384 is a leader of the revolution from traditional ways of farming to mechanized agriculture. The export record of the 384 and its predecessors is second to none. The difficult life of the subsistence farmer using traditional labor-intensive methods of agriculture in today's industrialized world is not significantly altered by his working longer hours or cutting his prices in the market. Only the changeover from traditional to modern mechanized farming equipment can spring the trap for such farming communities. The presence of the 384, the rugged little workhorse of the high performer range, heralds the beginning of such a desirable change in many traditionally disadvantaged agricultural regions across the world. The job of mounting heavy equipment has been of interest to farmers since implements were developed. It can be an awkward, time-consuming, temper-fraying task demanding judgment and muscle. Mounting a 3-furrow reversible on the high performers takes less than 2 minutes, using the low-cost telescopic lower links attachment, as this young farmer demonstrates. The actual time taken to complete mounting the 3-furrow reversible on the 784 was 1 minute and 44 seconds, with no fuss or hurry. The telescopic lower links attachment can be fitted to the 584, 684, 784 and Hydro 84 in the high performers range. The 484 high performer with short bolster and excellent maneuverability. The 484 with fully synchromesh gears, 8 forward and 4 reverse, providing on-the-move gear change, is seen here muck spreading on a property in southern Australia. When the load is spread, it's a quick run back to the yard, changing up smoothly from working to transport speed without the need to stop. Harvesting a crop in Northern Europe with the International combine with its wide cutting platform and impressive output. The International high-capacity combine handles 10 to 12 tons of grain per hour, and the big machine keeps good company in the field with the 484 high performer. The power, flexibility and versatility of the high performers in the field is matched by the speed and simplicity of their maintenance procedures. When it comes to the matter of appearance, design, styling, a waxed, washed, polished high performer can more than hold its own in terms of eye-catching fashion among any competition, even the mid-town traffic you expect in a busy and prosperous city. In fact, it's true to say that you can take a high performer anywhere. The 584 heavy bolster high performer is the smallest in the range with four-wheel drive as optional, using the same short wheelbase as the two-wheel drive version, rated at 62 horsepower. Test ploughing in the South Island of New Zealand, the 584 demonstrates its working power and some export market pluses, such as the 2 fuel filters and dual element air cleaner as standard, the clear walk-through deck. The hazard and warning light panel, part of the practical, easy-to-read instrumentation on the high performers, a logical display cluster that tells its own story quickly in every language. With the new automatic pickup hitch operated from the console, a driver should be able to hook up to his trailer without dismounting. Even an inexperienced operator with a good eye can get away with it at his first try. Here's the maneuver again, to show the hydraulic operation which can drive the combined hook and clevis drawbar below ground if required, and the latching hooks bearing the load in transport position. Regardless of the weight your tractor's pulling, if you're in a high performer with its self-equalizing, self-adjusting brakes, you're safe, and so is the fool in the other vehicle. The controls of these powerful tractors are designed around the twin concepts of operator comfort and efficiency, side-mounted at hip level, clear of the walk-through deck. Easy access from the driver's seat to the leveling box handle, which means the driver doesn't have to stop, dismount, guesstimate a setting, and try again. And optional on the 52 to 80 horsepower high performers, there's on-the-move selection of 16 forward and 8 reverse speeds with the torque amplifier. The long wheelbase 684, fitted with the long bolster, strong box section front axle, excellent weight transfer characteristics, a powerful tractor for tough territory. In the rugged foothills of Morocco's Atlas Mountains, the native grasses of summer pasture are being resown to advantage with a better mix than nature provided. Pulling a massive set of mounted Cooper discs, the 684 will make short work of this side hill. This ground has not been previously ploughed or stone-picked. While the manufacturers may shudder at such rough usage of their implements, contract drivers are paid by the hectare, and their need is to finish the job. The 684 Export is designed to absorb this kind of punishment as routine. The high performers are ideally suited to such work. The cold start aids are standard. Hydrostatic steering, the tractor does the work. Excess fuel device as standard. The wet sleeve engine means cylinder liners can be replaced far from any engineering shops. The 684, with its high-capacity hydraulic pump and powerful engine, completed the job of disc harrowing the side hill from crest to valley within the day. Another example of international servicing logic, the grouping of all oil and fuel services on the right-hand side of the engine. And on the left-hand side, all the electrical services. The 784 High Performer, the largest of the range in two-wheel drive version, with all the standard features which distinguish the 84 series, such as the gear levers, range and ratio, side-mounted left of the driver's seat at hip-level position. And on the driver's right, the rear linkage controls mounted in their separate quadrants, the position control lever, the draft control lever, the raise response control, all gathered up from their traditional floor mounts and relocated in the position most accessible to the operator, leaving him plenty of legroom in the clear walk-through deck. Fully synchromesh gears, hydrostatic steering, high-capacity hydraulic pump, excellent weight transfer, simple to service and maintain, easy to operate in the field. Lifting this 1,700 kilogram plough with ease using standard hydraulics, the top three models, 584, 684 and 784, can lift 2,200 kilograms using optional assister ram boost. The 784 pulls a 3-furrow reversible through hard, heavy soil with power in reserve, steady lugging power, efficient, safe, convenient, economic, big working power. That's what the high performers are all about. The high performers, a range of tractors from 45 to 80 horsepower, built by International Harvester of Great Britain to meet every challenge in the field of agriculture across the world.